Good evening and welcome to the Palace as we get you ready for 16th Region Volleyball action. Ashland 11-4, Raceland 15-2. This one should be a dandy here tonight. Raceland comes in, winners last two times. It's taken the court 3-1 over Greenup County in a big 63rd district matchup, excuse me. And then last time out, they defeated Menifee County 3-0 as they rolled through that one. They head off to Eastern Kentucky University in the All-A-State tournament coming up this weekend. They'll play two games tomorrow evening against Eminence and Todd Central. Then they'll play Trinity Whitesville on Saturday morning, and then depending on how things play out from there will depend on where they go from that point. On the other side of things, the visiting Volley Cats of Ashland, they again have won two straight, defeating Rowan County straight sets 3-0 and then knocking off East Carter in a 5-set. Just an absolute wonderful match to watch as they come out on top of East Carter 3-2. These two teams met back on August 25th. That was a 3-0 win for the Volley Cats, as that was the first loss of the season that was handed to Raceland. Their other loss on the year coming to the hands of Fairview on September 8th. When you look at the way these two teams lines up, both have good setters. They work it off the back line, and they've got big swings on the front of the net. It all goes through Cody Haddock. She's the setter for Raceland. She'll work it up front. She can also go with what we call a ninja kill. That's when they'll go on two. And she can place it almost like she has eyes in the back of her head. The players that she'll be sending it to, a multitude up front. It starts with Elizabeth Rigsby. She leads the team with 115 kills. Shaylee Holbrook will be right there beside her. And then you mix in Reagan Mackey that comes in off the edges, and a couple of players there in the middle. Gracie Reed, you'll see Skylar Brown-Morris off of the bench that brings some firepower when she comes to the floor. On the Ashland side of things, Gracie Clark will be the one that guides the ship. 369 assists on the season, and the player that she's going to be looking for the most is Kai Robinson. She's not hard to lose. She's the tallest one on the floor by any means, and she can jump out of the gymnasium. A phenomenal athlete, and she bears that Robinson last name of the Robinsons that have gone through the Ashland system. Mikasa Robinson, who plays at Louisville for the women's basketball team, Devontae Robinson. They've got a younger girl, a younger sister that's still coming up that's supposed to be all three of them put together. But Kai's pretty phenomenal, a great kid as well. Emma Sloan, Sophie Suman, and Grace Lehman will be up on the net trying to attack this Raceland defense. Raceland obviously would love to take a big win over Ashland tonight as they head off to Eastern Kentucky University in the All-A-State tournament as we start the final push to what I would call probably about a little bit past halfway we've got to finish out the regular season. Ashland will finish things up on October 13th at Greenup County, and Raceland's final game will be October 10th. That'll be against Lewis County. Their final two contests, Greenup County and Lewis County, here at the Palace. And, of course, you can catch all that action right here on the Cool Hits Sports Network. But the big difference is what has each team learned from that first matchup. You go back to August 25th over at Ashland, and Ashland rolled through the match pretty soundly, 25-19, 25-21, and 25-15. And it was Emma Sloan that led the way with 11 kills. Grace Clark had 8 out of her setter's position. She directed 26 of the 34 assists on the evening for the Volley Cats. Kai Robinson with 9 kills. For Raceland, it was Elizabeth Rigsby up front with 7. And she was the only one that really had a presence at the net on that night. So about ready to get things underway as I believe we will have the national anthem. And as always with Coach Farley, we'll have a word of prayer before the action gets rolling. So we'll go ahead and stay here until we're ready to make the announcements, and then before we'll step aside for our break. Looking ahead, after Raceland returns home from the All-A-State tournament, they'll take a trip next week for a big 63rd District showdown with Russell. That's on the 19th. Then back home against Boyd and Rose Hill. They go to Morgan County on September 26th. back home for West Carter on the 27th, Fairview on the 29th. Last 2 road games, East Carter, Boyd County, October 3rd and 4th, and then Greenup County, Lewis County to close things out here at the Palace. All right, Coach Farley's about ready to get things underway. So we're going to step aside for a break. We'll pay tribute to our country with the national anthem. And we've got great volleyball action coming your way. Ashland and Raceland when we return after this on the Quit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Back here at the Palace, ready for volleyball between Ashland and Raceland. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight from the Palace on a Thursday night. It's hard to keep track with all the dates anymore. It just seems like everything just runs together. But Raceland 15-2. Ashland comes in with a record of 11-4. Again, a matchup that is a rematch from back when these two teams met up on August 25th over in Ashland. Ashland took that one in straight sets. Ashland will be in the maroon tops tonight. Raceland in the orange and black. Grace Clark will start things off, serving it from left to right as I view it here at the Palace in this first and best of 5 sets. JV action. It was Ashland taking the JV match in a back and forth event 2-1. Big thanks to our sponsors tonight, Clark's Pump and Shops, A&A Porta Potties, and River Cities Builders. Here's Rigsby from the middle row. Dug it on the back row, take it up on 2. Raceland with a diving attempt on the near sideline is Kiera Meyer. That one falls in for a point. Ashland leads this 1-0. And that one goes out on a deep serve, so we're tied at 1. Service for the Lady Rams. Robinson. They'll bring it near side on the attack. It's blocked at the net. Dug out on the back line by Meyer. They'll take it off on the far side. Here's an attack that comes back up on the left side. A tip ball over. We'll take it back off to Robinson with the attack and the kill as Robinson fires it down in the back corner and Ashland's back in front 2-1. Back for the service for the Volley Cats, Laney Fannin. Lofted serve, back row. Sophie Hale. And then Rigsby pounds it down with authority, and we're tied at 2. Faith Spurlock coming on for Meyer. And back to do the service is Gracie Reed. Suman off to the near side. Robinson with the attack. Cross-court dugout by Haddix. Here's Mackey. She'll go to Rigsby. Rigsby down the middle and puts it down for the point. Raceland takes the lead. It's 3-2, Lady Rams. Nice set there by Mackey. An even better dig there by Haddix. So Reed back for the service. 3-2, Lady Rams in front. Right down the center of your screen it comes. On the back row, and that's going to go an ace. Lexi Fannin can't control it. And the Lady Rams lead this one now 4-2. Fannin wearing the white jersey as the libero for the Lady Cats, or the Volley Cats, I should say. There's a serve into the tape that doesn't make it over, and Ashland takes the point, sides out. And Kai Robinson to the service line, trailing 4-3. Robinson, a jump serve. And a nice push over there by Miss Haddix with that ninja kill as I talked about. And it's 5-3 Rams. Rigsby with the service. Back row, it comes all the way up near the net. Here's Suman with a joust with Mackey, and Mackey puts it down. (6-3) Lady Rams here in set number 1. Rigsby with the overhand running service. Diving ball dug out by Robinson. Suman sends it over. And did we get a touch? We did. Meyer with a diving attempt. Can't come up with it, so Suman with the kill on the cross court. Ashland sides out, and it's 6-4, favoring the home Rams. Into the ball game is Carly McCarty. She'll go back and do the service. Deep service, back row Shaylin Newman. Here's Haddix. Meyer will send it over on a free ball, but she sends it into the tape, and it doesn't make it across. So the attack error trims the lead down to 1. 6-5 Lady Rams, but the Volley Cats in control of the service. McCarty. Off to Mackey. Haddix sends it back up front. Here's a tap over by Holbrook. They'll take it back up the middle. Attack by Lehman. Haddix comes back out the back door. And an attack right down the center as Shaylee Holbrook fires it down for the point. 7-5 Lady Rams, they side out. And back to do the service is Reagan Mackey. Robinson back row. They'll take it off to Suman on the far side attack, and a nice cross-court kill there. She just lobbed it across. Mayer was trying to knock it back up, but she couldn't get there. 7-6 side out. Back to the Volley Cats it goes, and Grayson Lehman to the service line. Mackey on the far side. Haddix in front of her bench. Brings it out to Mackey. She'll push it across on a tip ball. It's sent right back over. Here's Haddix on 2. Lehman on the back row. Now to Clark. They'll take it over to Suman with an attack. Dug out back row by Newman. Mackey deep. Sends it over on a free ball on the far sideline. They'll come back up to Clark. Here's an attack down the center of the lane as Lainey Fannin goes with the attack, and it's out of bounds. Point, Raceland, 8-6 they lead on the attack error. So Faith Spurlock will do the service for the Lady Rams, leading this one by 2. Floating service. Back row, Fannin. We'll take it off to Suman. Suman tries to go for the attack, and she sends it into the net, and the Lady Rams lead this one 9-6. Spurlock service. Sent over on a free ball. Haddix. Holbrook on the cross-court attack. Clark. Suman sends it over. Blocked at the net. Shaylee Holbrook says, I don't think so. 10-9. 10-6, excuse me. And this is going to be an ace off of the back row. It's 11-6 as Spurlock picks up the ace and the largest lead of the contest. Clips the tape as it comes over. Ashland fights for it. It gets it back over. Here's Holbrook to Haddix with the attack. He comes back up to the face of the net. We'll have a joust there. It's blocked away by Reed. Ashland recovers. A free ball sent over. Mackey on the back line. Haddix comes down the middle. Here's an attack by Holbrook, and she can't come away with it. And it'll be a side out and a point for Ashland. Mackey. Near side, a free ball sent over. Clark takes it off to the far sideline. That's Robinson with a dart that goes off of Holbrook's arm for the point. 11-8. Mackey. Haddix sends it over on 2. Suman comes forward. Clark puts it over on 2 as well, and she'll get the ninja kill. So Grace Clark showing off the quick attacks there. 11-9. Lead is down to 2. Suman with the service on the back row. Mackey. Haddix comes near sideline. That's out to Reed. Reed with a cross-court attack. Suman digs it out. Clark takes it far side off to Robinson. Robinson puts it down. A nice dig out of the back row by Newman. Clark goes back to Robinson. Robinson pounds this one down, and she puts it down with authority. And the lead's down to 1. Mackey with a diving attempt on that one. She could come up with it. Mackey on the back row. Haddix. Newman will send it over on a free ball. Clark comes back up the middle, and the attack there by Laney Fannin is too deep. And the Lady Rams side out and get the point, 12-10. Rigsby back in. Shaylin Newman steps off, and back to do the service is Shaylee Holbrook. 12-10, Lady Rams lead it here in set 1. Suman. Clark wants to go far side to Robinson. Robinson winds up and sends that one out of bounds. With the attack error, the lead's back to 3. Robinson on the far sideline. Clark wants to go back to her. She's blocked at the net, digs it back out. Suman on a free ball. Back row Meyer. Haddix down the center to Rigsby. Rigsby winds up. It's dug out backside by Suman. Clark sends it over on a nice ninja kill there. As she just grabbed it and sent it back in. Raceland was not ready for it. Make it 13-11. And Clark back around in the rotation one time, and she's back for the service. Deep serve. Back line, Holbrook. She'll send it up from the back line. Clips the tape and gets it in off the back line for the point. (14-11). Haddix steps off. In is Sophie Hale. Hale's service, far sideline, that's out of bounds. Service errors makes it 14-12. And puts Laney Fannin back on the service line. Mackey. Back to Rigsby. Rigsby fires it across, dug it on the back line. They'll go to Robinson far side, and Robinson pounds it down with authority. And the lead's down to 1. You can't let her get on the pins. Especially when it gets Ashland in the system, and Grace Clark's just going to set her up and let her go sky for it, and she pounds it down like we've seen so far here in the first. Here's Hale. Mackey with a cross court. And I got a whistle and a net violation on Ashland. So give the point to Raceland to make it 15-13. And we'll put Gracie Reed back on the service line. First set here in the match at the Palace. Nice crowd on hand this evening as well. Lofted serve on the back line. Suman. Clark takes it back off to Lehman. Lehman with a cross court, dugout. Haddix tries to save it, but she can't come up with it, and the point goes down. And gives Ashland a 1-point deficit with Kai Robinson back on the service line. Meyer. Haddix tries to go over. She's blocked at the net. We're tied at 15. Ashland last lead in this set was at 2-2. Deep service, back row. Haddix sends it over, and they're going to get her on a 2-ball. And Ashland takes the lead 16-15. Make it a 5-1 run for the Volley Cats. Haddix near side. Rigsby skies, fires it through, dug out by Robinson, back line. Free ball sent over by Clark. Mackey out to Haddix. Mackey with the attack. She fires it through the double block and puts it in for the point. We're tied at 16. Rigsby back for the service for the Lady Rams. A dart across the net. Here's Clark, sends it off to Suman. Suman fires it up. Mayer digs it out. Free ball sent over by Mackey. Back row, Fannin. Rigsby off the back line. Haddix sets it up. A tip over by Holbrook. Free ball by Robinson. That one's too deep. And the Lady Rams back in front now, 17-16. Back and forth battle here in set number 1. Clark goes out the back door to Suman. Mayer, Haddix tips it over on 2. They'll bring it back out to the net. Well, let's tip it back over. Clark wants to go this side this time with the attack on the cross court. And Kylie Coons puts it down for her first point. We're tied at 17. Coons goes off. Back in is McCarty as she comes in to do the service work. 17 all here in set number 1. Happy to have you along with us here tonight on Cool TV from the Palace. Mackey, Haddix goes over on 2, and they're going to get her with a lift. And the lead back in hands to Ashland. 18-17. That's a deep service, and that one's too deep. Out of bounds it goes, and we're tied at 18. Mackey's service just over the tape, and it tumbles across and falls in for the ace. Lady Rams back in front now by 1, 19-18. That was a perfect service. Just graced over to the top of the tape. That one's deep and drops it in the corner. Back-to-back aces for Mackey. 20-18. Couldn't have placed it any better. She's got her mark now. She'll serve it deep into that corner. That's Robinson. Clark tries to race for it. Haddix digs it out. Mackey comes near side. Spurlock sends it over on a free ball. Clark sends it to the far side to Suman. Suman attacks, and that one's too wide. 3-point lead for the Lady Rams, needing 4 to close out set number 1. And Philip Cottle, I think, is going to use a timeout, and he will. We'll go ahead and stay here. 21-18. This has been one heck of a match. If this is what we get, we could see a volleyball match for the ages between these two teams. They've been after it. It started off, Ashland led it 2-1, and Raceland raced out to a 6-3 lead. That was off of a Reagan Mackey joust at the net. Lady Rams open up their largest lead of the night at 11-6. That was off of Faith Sparlock ace. Ashland clawed its way back into it, regained the lead at 16-15. We volleyed back and forth for position, and the Lady Rams have taken the last three. Two of those off of Reagan Mackey aces, and it's 21-18 here in set number one. All right, Mackey on the service line, ready to get things back underway. Needing 4 more points to close this one out. Deep service there. Clark sends it up on the net, and Raceland's Faith Spurlock will just fire it right back where it came from for the point. 22-18. Lady Rams rolling here in set one. Nice job there by Spurlock. See if the senior could serve it out here. Deep service. Clark leaves it for Lehman. Newman tries to dig it out. A heck of an effort there by Mackey, but she can't get it down. Give Lehman the kill. And Ashland the point, 22-19. They'll side out, and Grayson Lehman back to the service line. Mackey, Haddix leaves it up front. Little touch over by Holbrook. Clark fires it back over on 2. That's her third ninja kill of the game. 22-20. Lady Rams lead down to 2. Lehman back for the service again. Off the tape, it clips right in front of the diving attempt of Mackey, and the lead's down to 1. That's one of those, it's a half of an inch either way for a point. That one's deep. Newman off the back row. Here's Mackey with a bump. Mayer sends it over on a free ball, and that one's way too deep, and we're knotted at 22. Now Bill Farley wants a timeout. So a 4-0 run for Ashland after Raceland used a 4-0 run. And we've got the sprint toward 3 of getting 25 points. Now here's the interesting side of this thing is if this for any reason would get to, we don't have at least 2 points in between, then we got to keep playing. So you've got to win by at least 2. So if we go to 25 and it's 25-24, then you got to play to 26. If someone scores 26 and makes it tied at 26, now you got to go to 28. In all of the volleyball I've ever done, the most I've ever gone, I've gone into the 30s one time in a game at Marshall, and I covered Marshall volleyball. And that was probably one of the most exciting matches I've ever been a part of in my entire life. All right, out of the timeout, Ashland with the service. We're tied at 22. Here's Mackey. Haddix up front. She'll come near side. A touch over by the Lady Rams. Clark takes it far side to Suman. Suman with the attack, and she slides it through for the kill, and Ashland regains the lead. Split the difference there between Mackey and Newman on the back row. 5-0 run for the Volley Cats, and now they're 2 points away from set 1. Mayer, Haddix pushes it over on 2, and that's a lift. They've got her 3 times, maybe 4 right there. And now set point for the Volley Cats. 5-0 run. Trying to serve it out here and take set number 1. Newman, Haddix, Holbrook with the attack on the back row. Here's Suman, pushes it to the back row. Newman trying to chase it down. Mayer can't get there. She fires into the wall. And Ashland will take set number 1 by a final score of 25-22. Set 2's up when we return after this on the Co-Ed Sports Network. Set number 1 goes to the Volley Cats as they trailed it 22-18, and they close on a 7-0 run to take set number 1 here at the Palace. So up the top of your screen, the running scoreboard, you'll see Ashland 1, Raceland 0. The scoreboard in the center of your screen, that is the scoreboard for the current set that is being played. We're getting ready to move over to set number 2. Nice crowd on hand here tonight for these two teams. It's the second time they've met this season. First time meeting was up at Ashland, and that was a straight 3-set win for the Volley Cats. Big shout out to my crew tonight. Lane Lee doing the production work. Did I get your name right? I didn't mess it up this time. I've been practicing. Lane will be with me tomorrow night for Raceland football. We'll be here from Rams Stadium with a visit from the West Carter Comets homecoming night for the Rams. 7:30 kickoff, 7:10 our countdown to kickoff coverage begins right here on the Coed Sports Network. Brooklyn Kersey over on cameras. Also, Hunter Masters, both of those my students here at Raceland Worthington High School as a part of the RNN Raceland News Network media class. So I've got several of my students that's been a part of what we've been able to do here with Cool TV, and that's one of the things when we developed this was when we worked with our schools of having a way to give back. And we're putting our students in use and letting them do the job. And I'm telling you right now, they're doing a phenomenal job at that. So Hunter will be he's got double duty tomorrow night, by the way. He's going to be running camera for us. He's got to run down on the field at halftime and walk through for homecoming, and then he'll come back up and do the second half of the football game. So looking forward to what my kids can do. They've done a fabulous job already. We're a month into school, and some of the things they're already doing is phenomenal. But happy to have those kids along with us, and everything that they've been able to do thus far has been remarkable. So we're ready for set number 2. That one's blocked at the face of the net. Clark sends it over. A nice dig out of the back row there by Hale. Clark takes it far side off to Robinson. And they'll get Raceland in the net. I believe they got Rigsby. So 1-0 Ashland. Here in set 2, and Grace Clark back for the service. Mackey with a big swing. She puts it down right in front of the Ashland coach of Philip Cottle. We're tied at 1. Big swing there by Mackey. Evening things up at 1 apiece. Here's Clark, leaves it for Robinson. Robinson touches it over, and they're going to get Raceland in the net. So 2-1 Ashland now after the net violation. Fannin with the service. And now is Savannah Zewald. Here's Rigsby with a big attack. She flips it back over on the right hand. A push off the back row. A nice save there by Raceland. Rigsby pounds it through the front. Robinson off the far line. Back row Zewald. Here's Haddix. Pushes it to the back corner, and she'll drop it in as Suman reaches out, tries to push it in, and she can't get it. Give Haddix the kill, and we're tied at 2. She may be the smallest player on the floor, but the way she plays is phenomenal. So Shayla Newman coming in for Rigsby. As a defensive specialist, she'll do the service work. Back row, there's Fannin. Here's Clark. Free ball sent over by Lehman. That's to Newman. Haddix off the far side, comes out to the front, and a dart sent down by Shaylee Holbrook for the point, and the Lady Rams take the lead. 3-2 as she grabs the line on the back row. Newman, also one of my students. I've kidded her. I said, we're going to put a GoPro on you during a match. I said, that would be some phenomenal action there. Good service there. Clark takes it far side to Lehman. Lehman through the double block. Newman sets it up. Back up to the face of the net, but no one can play it. The error on her, and we're tied at 3. Side out for the Volley Cats, and Kai Robinson back for the service work. Robinson with a running service. Mackey takes care of it over on the far sideline. Haddix tries to chase it down into her bench, and it's going to go down as an ace for Robinson as Raceland can't control it. Haddix dives into Elizabeth Rigsby on the far sideline into her own bench. So it's now a 4-3 Ashland lead. And Robinson fires that one into the net. The service error evens things at 4. Side out Raceland. Back to the service line is Reagan Mackey. Mackey tried to put game 1 out of reach, and then Ashland caught fire there late with a 7-0 run. Right at the face of the net, Holbrook jumps up and pounds it down. For the point, 5-4, Raceland back in front by 1. Mackey back to the line. Nice service there by her, calling an ace. Coons got a little discombobulated there with Robinson. She didn't take it. Robinson couldn't handle it. It falls in for the point, make it 6-4 Lady Rams. Several of the students rolling in here tonight after the homecoming parade out along Rams Boulevard. Mackey back to work. A dart right across the tape. Clark sends it up high. Lehman deep. Newman on the back row. Here's Haddix. Comes out near side to Holbrook. Holbrook down the center and puts it in for the point. Holbrook with 2 kills on the last 3 points. And the Lady Rams lead it by 3. 7-4. Robinson out of the back row. Suman backs up into her bench, sends it on across court. That's received by Spurlock. She'll come back to Spurlock from Haddix. It's a tip ball. Clark tips it off to Suman. Haddix a little tip over. And a nice job there at the face of the net by Grayson Lehman as she found the opening as everyone had sucked up on the face of the net. And she just pushed it over for the point and make it 7-5. Side out, back to Ashland it goes. And Carly McCarty back to the service line. Ashland leads the match 1-0. Here's Mackey on the far sideline. Newman can't control it as Mackey lost the handle on it. It's an ace, and the lead's down to 1. Mackey got there. I think she decided when she got there she wanted to let it go, but it was too late. Lofting service. Newman, back row. Haddix comes near sideline to Spurlock. Spurlock goes cross court, but that's a little bit too deep as Philip Cottle will catch it. And we're tied at 7. Cottle in his first year at the helm for the Volley Cats. 11-4 record on the season. Trying to make it number 12 and 3 in a row. Lofting serve. Zewald takes it near side to Spurlock. Cross-court attack there by Suman, dugout Clark. And Clark with another ninja kill. I believe that's number 4 on the night for her, and Ashland back in front now, 8-7. It's a 4-0 run by the Cats. Deep service, Mackey. Newman, here's a free ball sent over by Holbrook. Robinson, Clark. Now free ball by Ashland. Mackey back row. Haddix comes up front. That's up to Holbrook. It's blocked at the face of the net. Haddix will try it again. Mackey sets it back up to Holbrook. She'll tip it over on a soft tip this time. Clark wants to go back to Suman. Suman with an attack and into the face of the net she goes. And we're tied at 8. And back to the service lines face Spurlock. Zewald steps off. Skylar Brown Morris in for her first action here tonight. Here's Robinson off the back row. Clark comes near side off to Lehman. Mackey, nice save there by Haddix. Mackey will tip it over on a free ball. Back row to Fannin. And then a quick tip over by Clark. And They'll get Ashland into the net. So make it 9-8. Lady Rams back in front by 1 now. Spurlock back to work. Back row, Clark, near side, Lehman with a cross-court attack. And Shaylee Holbrook and Skylar Brown-Morris says, I don't think so. Back down it goes with a double block and a 2-point lead for the Lady Rams. Now 10-8 here in set 2. Spurlock, nice service, deep. Picked out by Fannin. Clark takes it off to Suman on the far side. Suman pokes it across. Haddix comes near side to Brown-Morris. Morris goes cross-court. There's Fannin. Here's Robinson down the center, and she lays that one just a little bit too deep. She had the angle that she wanted. She went right down the pipe, but it was just past the line and make it 11-8 Lady Rams. Robinson, Clark near side. Lehman sends it over into the back corner. Mackey and Newman diving for the ball. Neither can get there. And the point goes to Ashland. They'll side out. They trail at 11-9. Lehman with the service. Mackey. Haddix comes near side to Brown-Morris. Morris with an attack off the tip of the net. Clark takes it back off to Suman. Suman with the attack on the pin, and she's blocked away. That should have been a 4, I believe. Either way, we play on. Haddix comes back down the pipe, and Holbrook with a big shot there. Dug out on the back row. Suman with the attack and nearly takes off Mackey's head for the point, and the lead's down to 1. Raceland, I believe, was wanting a 4 ball, and I think they had the right to ask for it. So now Lehman back, trailing by 1. Mackey, Haddix, off to Brown-Morris. She gets it off the tape. Raceland scrambling. Haddix sends it up. Newman will send it over on a free ball. Lehman back up front to Clark. Over to Suman. Suman with the attack, and she's blocked at the face of the net. That's a mixture of Holbrook and Haddix with the double block. And the lead's back to 2. Rigsby back in. She'll go to the front line as Newman will step off. And Shaylee Holbrook back for the service, leading by 2. Nice service, back row, Fannin. Clark takes it off to the far sideline. That's out to Fannin. Diving save by Mackey. Zewald with a free ball. Robinson back row. Looking for Suman on the far side pin. She's blocked there again. Rigsby says, I don't think so. Leads out to 3 with a big block there by Elizabeth Rigsby. 13-10. Nice service. Clark will try to tip it over, and she sends that one into the net, and it leads quickly out to 4. Largest lead by either in this set. Clark will tip this one over. Rigsby tried to get it back in, but she couldn't do so. Clark, all she could do was just throw her hands up and hope for the best, and she got a great break there. So the point falls in. Side out to Ashland. Suman with the service. Mackey with the save. Brown-Morris somehow gets that back over. They'll go back to Robinson on the attack on the far side, and she goes cross court with a kill off the surface of the Palace. Leads down to 2. Kai Robinson, again, you let her have space. More times than not, it's not going to work out in your favor. Here's Haddix, comes near side Brown-Morris, outside the pin. She'll tip it over on a soft touch. Beautiful play there by Skylar Brown-Morris. As the Lady Rams will side out. Haddix steps off, back on is Sophie Hale. She'll do the service work. 3-point lead for the Lady Rams. Trailing 1-0 here in the game. Hale's service. Back row, McCarty. Robinson on a free ball. Brown-Morris just slings it over. Nice job there by her. Clark takes it off to Robinson on the far sideline. They're going to get her on a lift. 4-point lead for the Rams. Again, largest lead in this set. and in the match. Neither is led by more than 4. Big opportunity here for Raceland. Zooming at the face of the net. Rigsby says, "Get it out of my house." She skies and fires it right back down for the point and the largest lead of the contest, now at 5, and Philip Cottle wants a timeout. 17-12 our score. And we'll go ahead and stay right here in the break. While we have a break, big thanks to our sponsors here tonight. As always, Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, River Cities Builders, and A&A Porta Potties. Always happy to have all of their support for all the work that we're doing here with Cool TV. Cool TV back in action tomorrow night for 2 games on our network on the TV side. I'll be with you here from Raceland Worthington High School tomorrow night with a visit from West Carter. 7:10 our pregame coverage begins with countdown to kickoff. 7:30 we'll put it in the air. And you can watch all the action right here on Cool TV. Game 2 on the Cool TV network will feature East Carter welcoming in Fleming County over in Grayson. Raiders trying to go 5-0 on the season. And it's Tim Champlin has done a heck of a job with the Raiders. And, of course, all the other games on the Cool Hits Sports Network app. Visit our website, coolhits1057.com. That's cool with a K, to get all of your schedules for your team and their upcoming games. All right, back to work we go here. Here's Robinson on the far sideline. She'll tip it over and finds a soft spot in the zone defense there. And a nice little touch there by Kai Robinson gets the point and sides out to Grace Clark. Holbrook out to Hale. Brown Morse pushes it to the back row. Clark wants to go off to Robinson. Robinson blocked at the face of the net. Ashland digs it out. Zewald on the back row. Hale comes back to Rigsby. Rigsby pounds it down. What a nice dig there by Clark. Deep ball there down the center by Laney Fannin is too hard. And the Lady Rams take the point. They'll side out and make it 18-13. Couple of nice digs there off the back lines. But Raceland doing a great job of coming away with it. And back is Savannah Zewald. Floating service. Suman. That one's out above the antennas as give her the ace. And a 19-13 lead and the largest lead of the contest of 6. Clark leaves it for Robinson on a free ball. Haddock scrambling, brings it out to Rigsby, and Rigsby fires a dart. It's dug out on the back row. Ashland scrambling, they can't get it. Give Rigsby the kill. 7-point lead for the Lady Rams, trailing 1-0 here in the match. And Philip Clark wants another timeout. We'll go ahead and stay here. Lady Rams, this is a great tune-up for what they've got coming up as they head off tomorrow down to Eastern Kentucky University in the All-A-State Tournament. They've got 2 games tomorrow evening. They'll play at 6:45 against Eminence, followed by Todd County Central at 8:15. And then their final game in pool play will come Saturday morning at 9:15 against Trinity Whitesville. And then from that point, that's when it sets your pool play into your bracket. And then pretty much at that point, it's win or go home. So the Lady Rams off for the All-A-State Tournament down at Eastern Kentucky University. And we certainly wish them the best. But how big of a springboard would it be to leave here with a big win and, more importantly, a revengeful win after getting swept by Ashland over at Ashland back in the regular season on August 25th to hand the Lady Rams their first loss of the year. So out of the timeout, Savannah Zewald back to work. Wearing the white libero shirt for the Lady Rams. Clark sends it off to the far side. That's to Coons. And Coons with a tipped ball gets it down for the point. And the Cats will side out, and it's 20-14. So Bentley Rogers checking in for her first action tonight. Zewald on the back row. Haddix comes out the back door to Rigsby. Rigsby with a big dart dug out by Clark, and nobody can get home. Give Elizabeth Rigsby the point. Leads back to 7. And the Lady Rams will bring in Shayla Newman to try to serve out the final 4 points and even this contest at 1. Newman, a floating service to the back row to Fannin. Here's Clark. Goes off to Lehman. Lehman with the attack. That's to Newman, and she can't control it. As Grayson Lehman picks up the kill, side out Ashland. And Kai Robinson back to the back row for the service. Now, the good thing is you've got Kai Robinson off the front line. The bad news is you've got her on the service line. And she fires that one right into the tape. So Raceland gets a break there. They've got her stuck on the back line, and now they've got the ball in Reagan Mackey's hands. Mackey 3 points away from evening this match at 1. Clark goes out the back door to Suman. Suman punches it over. Zewald off the back row to Haddix. Haddix down the pipe to Holbrook. Nice dig there by Fannin. Clark off of the attack. That's a long, deep ball into the back corner. Haddix up front to Spurlock. Spurlock has it blocked away. A great attack. Save off the back row by Zewald, but Raceland can't handle it. And Ashland will pick up the point. That was nearly highlight reel worthy. Just getting a hand on that ball. But the Lady Rams couldn't get it back across. So Carly McCarty back into the ball game. She'll do the service work, down by 6 here in set 2. Deep service, Mackey on the back row. Haddix near sideline to Spurlock, and she couldn't handle it as Haddix got it a little bit too close to the antenna. So lead down to 5 now. 22-17 here in set 2. Great camera work there as Brooklyn Kersey on the camera on the baselines tonight. Here's Newman. Haddix. Mackey will tip it over. Robinson out of the back row. Clarks goes far sideline off to Suman. Suman with the attack. It's blocked at the net. Dug out by Ashland. Robinson tips it over to the back row. That's to Newman. Haddix on a 2-ball. Fires it over. Nice job by McCarty. Clark sends it back over. Holbrook with a dig. Clark up front. Leaves it for Lehman. Lehman with the attack. Blocked by Holbrook. And Ashland can't put it over. Give Holbrook the big block. And the Lady Rams side out, and they've got it down to needing 2 to close it out here in set 2, 23-17. And Faith Spurlock back to the service line. Deep service, Robinson on the back row. Clark off to Suman on the pin. Fires it through the double block. Newman's there. Here's Haddix. Leaves it off to Brown Morris. Morris with the attack. Fires it through. They can't get it through. Give her the kill and make it set point for the Lady Rams. 24-17. And Faith Spurlock trying to even this contest at 1. Floating service. Nice dig there. Clark will tip it over. That's out of bounds. And the Lady Rams even it up. It's 1-1 after 2. We're back after this to the Palace on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Back here at the Palace, they caught me in the middle of a drink. Lane Lee, our producer for tonight, he gives me a thumbs up, and about that time I just taken the cap off my bottle. It's all good. Boyd County is in front of Russell 2-0. They've taken both sets 25-13. This is the year the 63rd may see a changing of the guard. And Raceland got the better of Russell in the match here that snapped a 34-game winning streak by Russell in district matchups. And that was our first broadcast for volleyball with Cool TV, and what a phenomenal night it was here for the Lady Rams. Now here this evening, they're trying to pick up win number 16 on the year and avenge a 3-0 loss to Ashland over at Palm Blazer High School back on August 25th that gave Raceland one of its 2 losses on the year. The other loss coming 3 matches ago against Fairview. So this would be a great springboard to build off of before they head off to the All-A-State tournament. But we're knotted at 1-1. The score again up in the top left hand of your screen. That's the current match score, or this current game score, I should say. 1 set apiece. The big scoreboard down in the center, that is the current set scoreboard as we move into set number 3. Lane Lee, our producer tonight. Brooklyn Kersey over on camera. We've got a third camera that is doing a phenomenal job all by itself tonight. That's pretty awesome. Lane is over here. He is like totally geeking out too with all these camera angles. He's just popping back and forth, loving every moment of it. So we're happy to bring you the coverage that we have here with Raceland Worthington High School, my students and my media class here, and of course all of our great sponsors, Clark's Pump and Shop, River Cities Builders, A&A Porta Potties, and Raceland Worthington Schools. All right, back underway. Here we go. Set number 3. Ashland with the service. Clark takes it off to Robinson. Robinson tries to tip it over. A nice job there by Rigsby to send it back. They want to go back to Robinson, this time with a big dart, and she takes Reagan Mackey off of her feet. She went soft the first time. She wasn't anything soft on the second one. A monster swing there by Robinson, and Ashland leads this one 1-0. Mackey, Hale, leaves it for Rigsby. She'll try to punch it across, and she comes up empty. 2-0 Ashland. Mackey on the back row. Hale, she can't control it. And Ashland has opened up the largest lead at the beginning of a set from either of the first 3 sets. Leads at 3-0 now. Here's Zebon on the back row. Free ball by Mackey. Fannin. Clark up front, goes off to Robinson. Here comes the big swing. This time dug out by Holbrook on the back row. Brown Morris with a push. Suman, Clark, backside, blocked at the net. A dig out on the net, and then Rigsby fires it back down. Morris pushes it back to the back corner. Suman, they'll take it back off to Robinson. Robinson with the attack. Mackey's got that one, but Raceland's into the net, and it's 4-0. They got Rigsby that time into the net. Rigsby down the pipe. Clark, Fannin on the back row. Free ball sent over. Mackey off the hardwood. Brown Morris with a push. There's Fannin. Clark scrambling off to Robinson. Robinson tried to punch that one over and got a little bit too soft with it. And Raceland signs out and picks up their first point of set number 3, and Sophie Hale back for the service. Down the center it goes. Clark will tip it over. There's Mackey. Hale comes up front. Mackey with a cross-court attack, and she fires that one into the net. 5-1 Ashland. Volleycats side out. Lehman back in. Off goes Lexi Fannin. And back on is Bentley Rogers, who will go to the service line. Brown Morris off the tip ball. Zewald, here's Hall. Mackey, nope, check that. Rigsby on a free ball. Off to Robinson. Robinson with the attack. Dugout back row, Holbrook. Rigsby tries to tip it over. Does it on the second attempt. Nice save there by Clark. Here's Robinson, far side. Throws it over, and it's out of bounds. And the point to Raceland. Service for the Lady Rams off the back line. Near side with the attack. Clark off to Robinson. Robinson at the net and gets it into the double block and puts it down for the point. 6-2. So Robinson back to the service line now, leading 6-2. Zewald sends that one all the way back across the net. Clark with a nice little touch across. Haddix with a nice save. Backpedaling is Fannin, and she can't control it. 6-3. Rigsby with a service. Suman. Back row, there's Rigsby. Haddix. Mackey punches it across. That one's out of bounds. So back to the line is Carly McCarty to do the service work. Deep service, Shayla Newman, who comes in on that break as well. Spurlock, a cross-court attack. Robinson back row. Clark goes off to Suman, far sideline with the attack and the kill. And Ashland firing on all cylinders here in set number 3. They lead this one 8-3. Mackey can't control that one. That one's an ace. 9-3. Here's Haddix, comes near side to Spurlock with the cross-court attack. Fannin lofts it ahead. Robinson up to Suman on a free ball. Mackey going backward. Raceland scrambling out of system. They'll send it across. Here's a joust at the net. Sent back over. Holbrook at the net. And then Lehman tries to fire it back down, and she gets caught on the tape. So the Lady Rams pick up the point. It's 9-4. And Mackey with the service. A dart across, back up at the face of the net. Holbrook finds a soft spot in the zone on the back corner and pushes it down for the point. 9-5. Near side, Lehman with the cross-court attack. Newman is there, and then no one goes after the ball. Newman did a heck of a job digging that one out. So Ashland leads this one 10-5. Here in set 3, make it 11-5. Apologies there on the score for a moment. Had some technical issues. Zewald out of the back row. Robinson pushes it back up front. Clark. Holbrook up front, now Spurlock. Spurlock launches it across. They'll take it off now to Suman. Suman with the attack. Zewald back row, and she can't handle it. Sophie Suman has come alive in this set. It's now 12-5, Ashland in a 1-1 match. And now an ace from Grayson Lehman. And a timeout requested by Raceland. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
13-5, Ashland in front of Raceland here in set number 2. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight from the Palace. And out of the timeout, another ace by Grayson Lehman, 14-5. Largest lead at any part of the match by either team. That's Gracie Reed who checks in, and then a joust at the net. That one is won by Olivia Hutchinson. And it's a 10-point lead by the Volley Cats. And that one, Lehman was all discombobulated from the time she started toward the net with it. (15-6), Spurlock service, Robinson. Clark leaves it near side to Suman. Suman goes through the double block and puts it down for the point, 16-6. That's a deep service there by Suman. So Lady Rams siding out. They got a lot of work to do here in this one. Newman will go out. Rigsby back in. And Shaylee Hoberg back for the service. All tied at 1 here in set 3. Far sideline. That's Rigsby at the net. Brown Morris tries to tip it across. She can't come up with it. And Ashland picks up the point. 17-7 now. Grace Clark back to the line for the Volley Cats. Zewald off the back row. They're going to have to go a free ball. Zewald can't get it back across the net. Ashland has Raceland just completely out of system right now. They cannot find anything to grab some traction with, and they're down 11 here in set 3. Zewald back row, Haddock scrambling. It's going to be a free ball over by Reed. Suman steps up. Clark at the net. Leaves it off to Robinson, and Robinson, a nice dig there by Skylar Brown-Morris, but she can't control the dig. Give the kill to Robinson, and it's 19-7. Here's Haddocks with a joust at the net, but they're going to get her on the net violation either way. And Ashland is rolling away with this one. Bill Farley wants a timeout. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
20-7 out of the timeout. Haddock steps up and just pops that one back down at the net. Still a long ways to go for the Lady Rams. They've dug themselves a significant hole here in set 3. And this is a pivotal set in a 1-1 game. Here's Robinson. Clark. Near side. Holbrook out of the back row. Hale. Reed with the attack. She'll fire it through the double block attempt and pick up the point. Back row. Holbrook. Nice job by the Lady Rams to scramble and keep that one alive. Fannin on the back row. Now to Clark. Goes off to Robinson. Robinson punches it across. Holbrook there. There's Rigsby. She sent it across, but it was blocked there right at the face of the net by Hutchinson. 21-9 is the score. And back on for Ashland is Bentley Rogers. And Rogers just dropped in an ace. It was right at Zewald, and not certain where the miscommunication was that one, but she was not ready to attack or receive that ball as it landed right at her feet. So 22-9. They go right back at Zewald. She receives this one perfectly. Here's Rigsby. Fires it over. Ashland's out of system. They got two people coming forward as Lehman and Rogers going after the ball. It's not controlled, and it's 22-10. So Savannah Zewald for the service work. Down 12 here in set 3. Robinson. Clark wants to come back to Robinson on the near side pinch. She'll go cross-court attack. Here's Haddix. Goes out the back door to Reed. Reed cross-court with the attack. Put it down for the kill. Nice job there by Gracie Reed. 22-11. Clark up the face of the net. Rigsby blocks it away as Laney Fannin went up and was rejected. 22-12. A lot of work to do, but the Lady Rams trying to claw their way back into this one in this pivotal Game 3 out of the best of 5 in a 1-1 ball game. Lehman tipped at the net on the double block. Here's Reed, leaves it for Rigsby down the pipe, and Rigsby whiffs. So 23-12. Kai Robinson back to the service line for the Volley Cats, trying to take a commanding 2-1 lead in this match. Haddix near side to Spurlock. Spurlock goes cross court, puts it down right in front of Philip Cottle. All he could do was look as the ball caught the line and one hop caromed right into his arms. So Elizabeth Rigsby now back for Raceland. Down by 10. So the up official has changed the call and has awarded it to Ashland. So now Elizabeth Rigsby's coming over to have a word with the official. The line judge on the far sideline had the play right in front of her, and the up official on the opposite side of the court overrides the call and awards the point to Ashland. So the reversal on the point makes it set point for the Volley Cats. As Kai Robinson will try to serve it into a 2-1 lead. Haddix leaves it to Rigsby. Rigsby. Clark digs it out. Off to Suman with the touch. Haddix on the backside. Reed pushes it over. Back to Clark. Clark lofts it over. There's Haddix. Reed leaves it for Rigsby. Rigsby with a big power shot down the middle. It's tipped. Off to Suman on the left pin. With a cross court, there's Zewald. Nice job there by Holbrook on the back line. Haddix comes off to Zewald. She'll punch it across. That one's out. And that one is set number 3, putting Ashland in front 2-1. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Back here at the Palace, getting you ready for set 4 with Ashland in front. 2-1. They cruise through set number 3, 25-12, and taking a commanding 2-1 lead here in this match. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight. Brooklyn Kersey doing the job on the cameras. Lane Lee taking care of the production side of things. Everybody doing a fabulous job here this evening. So the score you see across the top of your screen there on the left, that is the set games. So Ashland leads the match 2-1. They won sets 1 and 3. Current set match is down there in the center of your screen as we move on to set number 4. Big thanks to our sponsors, Clark's Pump and Shop, River City's Builders, A&A Porta Potties, and of course all in the cooperation here with the great folks at Raceland Worthington High School. Brooklyn Kersey on the cameras over there. I mentioned many times she's one of the students here in the media program for Raceland Worthington High School and doing some great things. She's worked already worked a couple of games for us. Hunter Masters, another young lad that'll be with us tomorrow night for football action. He's got to do double duties. He's got to walk and escort across a homecoming member across the field at halftime, and he's going to film the game for us tomorrow night in between that. So excited for everything that we've got going on here with Cool TV and Raceland Worthington High School. All right, here we go. Set number 4 underway. Raceland will serve it. Robinson's ball's tipped at the net as Meyer back on for the libero. Here's Mackey. Elizabeth Rigsby sends it over. Here's a deep ball. Holbrook on the back row. Hale comes near side to Mackey. Mackey with a touch. That's to Suman. Clark off to Robinson. Robinson blocked at the face of the net. Elizabeth Rigsby says, I don't think so. Lady Rams take a 1-0 lead. Here's Robinson with a touch. Great effort there by the Lady Rams to try to punch it back across, but couldn't get it. And we're tied at 1. Rigsby, free ball over to Clark. And Olivia Hutchinson wanted to go quick. And all she does is pounds it into the net and gives back the lead to the Lady Rams. Now 2-1 here in set 4. Gracie Reed with the service. A nice diving ball that just dug out on the back row. Robinson flips it up at the net. Rigsby hammers it home for the point. Special delivery, Elizabeth Rigsby. You couldn't ask for a birthday present and a Christmas gift any better in the game of volleyball than just leave one right there at the tape. And Rigsby disposes of it off the facing of the court here at the Palace. 3-1 Lady Rams in front here in set 4. Cross-court attack. Nice job on the back row. Here's Rigsby. Brown Morris pokes it to the back row. Nice diving save there by Fannin. Clark takes it off to Robinson. Robinson pokes it across. Another diving save by Reed off the back line. Fannin brings it back up front. Punches it back across. Kept it inside the antenna. Mackey brings it back middle. Rigsby back row. Suman. Now Clark leaves it off to Robinson with a big whine and a swing. Right there is Holbrook. Morris pokes it across. Ashland scrambling at the net, and they can't get it. Make it a 3-point lead for the Lady Rams here in set number 4. Gracie Reed on the service line. Clark. Robinson with a touch. She senses it. She knows when to wind up and go with a big swing, and that time she saw an opening on the defense between the front line and the back line, and she just touched it over so nicely to get the point. So Bentley Rogers comes on, and she'll replace Olivia Hutchison, and she'll do the service work for the Volley Cats. Haddix up front, leaves it for Mackey. Mackey with a touch, and Clark sent that one backward, give Mackey the kill. And it's 5-2. Rigsby off. And on is Shayla Newman. High lofting serve. Clark off to Robinson. Robinson touches it over. There's a nice dive by Meyer. Mackey with a free ball. Robinson, far side. She wants it back. They'll come down the pipe, though. And Raceland had some miscommunication and couldn't come up with the ball. And Lehman picks up the kill. 5-3. Lady Rams lead down to 2. Robinson back on the service line. Newman out of the back row. Haddix off to the far side. A quick touch, a diving attempt, and Clark once again with that ninja kill. Eyes in the back of her head. It's almost like she can sense it. And the lead's down to 1. Bill Farley wants a timeout. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
5-4s, we welcome you back here to the Palace. Ashland down by 1 and doing the service work. Haddix takes it off to Mackey, and she had that one whistled for a lift. It was nowhere to where Mackey could even run it down, as it was over near the scorer's table. We're tied at 5. Kai Robinson. There's Mackey. Haddix. Back to Mackey. Tipped at the face of the net. We play on. Clark brings it out the backside on a cross-court attack. Haddix is there, and Raceland can't control it. Gracie Reed tries to run it down, and Ashland picks up the point. They lead this one 6-5. Ashland in front, 2-1. Trying to close it out here in set 4. And Robinson fires that one into the face of the net on the service error and evens the set at 6. Now Reagan Mackey back to do the service work. Near side, that one's wide, 7-6 on the service error. Ashland takes the advantage on the side out. And checking back in is Carly McCarty. She will replace Lainey Fannin. And she'll go to the line leading by 1. Deep service. Reed on the back row. Here's Brown Morris off the near side pin, and that one's into the net. 8-6. Deep service, Newman. Haddix. Mackey pokes it across. Here's Clark. She'll take it off to Suman, far side. Suman with a dart, and there's Newman with a big dig. Haddix running it down there, bench, a free ball by Mackey. Clark leaves it for Lehman. Lehman with attack, back row. Haddix serving and running after it, comes up with it near sideline. Clark takes it far side to Suman. Suman with a dart down the line. Mackey picks it out. Now Mackey fires it up, and it's a long ball on the attack, and it's a 3-point lead for the Volley Cats. 9-6 now. Deep service. Haddix tried to flip that one across, and she could make the connection. Largest lead here in set 4 for the Volley Cats, now 10-6. Mackey, near side to Brown Morris. That one's tipped through, and she'll fire it through the block attempt and pick up the point. The Lady Rams side out. Brown Morris will step off, and back in is the libero of Kiera Meyer. Meyer with a laser beam. That one's too deep, though. Four-point lead for the Volley Cats. And Grayson Lehman back to the line. Mackey up near the net and looking up and just touching it right down is Olivia Hutchinson. Haddix tried to jump, but she was outmatched by about a foot. 12-7. And then an ace by Lehman as Newman tried to dive forward for it, but it took a hard downward spiral, and it's 13-7. Here's Mackey off the back row. Haddix far side. Near sideline, Reed, and Reed's attempt gets hung up in the tape, and Ashland's leads out to 7. Bill Farley wants a timeout. We're back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Out of the timeout, Ashland leading 14-7. Trying to close it out here, leading 2-1, and a big block at the net as leaping up there for the block was Shaylee Holbrook. And she goes back to do the service. Robinson, Clark. Touches it over. Rigsby tried to send it quickly, and she comes up empty. 15-8. So now danger zone for the Lady Rams, trailing this contest 2-1. Sophie Suman from the service line. Meyer on the back row. Haddix is going to have to send over a free ball. Up to Clark. Clark takes it off to the far side. Robinson with an attack, and she had nearly hit that one on to the stage area. She got a little too much mustard on that one. Sophie Hale with the service and into the face of the net for the service error. So 16-9. And Grace Clark back to the service line now. Rigsby, Hale, back line, Antman touches the line. Perfect ball drops in by Sophie Hale. As Lexi Fannin decided to let it go, and it just drops in there for the point. So 16-10, and Gracie Reed doing the service for the Lady Rams, coming right at you on your screen. And that's going to be an ace. (16-11). Nice service. Robinson, now Fannin brings it up to the net. Clark will try to lob it over. Brown Morris puts it up. Rigsby comes near side. Was it tipped? No. It's wide, and it's 17-11 on the attack error. Haddix, Rigsby taps it over, and a nice soft spot there. She lofts it in, and the lead's down to 5. So Rigsby goes off. Shayla Newman comes on, trying to serve her Lady Rams back into this one, down 5 and trailing 2-1 in the match. High arcing serve, back row. Clark takes it off to Lehman. Mackey with the big attack off the pin on the far side and give the point to the Lady Rams. They'll call Robinson in the net. So down to 4. Here's Suman. Or check me. Cross-court attack as Raceland will be into the net. So give the point to Ashland now, 18-13. Kai Robinson. Haddix. Brown Morse pokes it up. It's blocked. Holbrook pokes it across. Clark. Morse. Mackey a free ball. Nice job there to save it. Sophie Suman far side. That one's too deep. Lady Rams not going quietly here in this one. So Mackey. Fannin all the way back up. It's going to be a joust ball. Dug out at the net, but Ashland can't control it. They're going to say that ball was tipped. We play on. Brown Morris. Lehman takes it to the back row. Newman. Haddix pokes it across on 2. Here's Clark. Leaves it near side with the attack. That one's out. There's no doubt about that one. It's out. Everybody on the court thought that last play was dead except for the up official who makes the call, and we played on, but Raceland came away with a point either way. Clark leaves it for Suman on the far side pin. She lobs it into the back corner. Nice job there by Newman. Here's a free ball sent over, and 2 players in the same real estate, as that was Meyer and Newman. Neither can control it, and the point goes to Ashland. They'll side out, and they lead this one by 4. Laney Fannin off. On is McCarty. Meyer on the back row. Haddix comes near side. Brown Morris. Back row. Robinson. Lehman down the pipe to Newman. Haddix. Holbrook. Back to Clark up front. Off to Suman with a cross-court attack, and she goes into the double block and puts that one down for the point. 20-15. Ashland by 5. Newman on the back row. Haddix saves it near sideline. Morris pokes it across, keeps it inside the antennas. Here's Robinson down the pipe, and a big swing, but too long. Great idea there to bring her down the center, but she can't keep it on the back line, so the lead's down to 4. And Kiara Meyer back to serve for the Lady Rams. And she fires a dart into the face of the net. And Ashland's 4 points away from closing this one out. Grayson Lehman. That one off the side of her hand. So not a clean set 4 by any means. Lehman off. Back on is Lexi Fannin. Robinson. Clark leaves it off to Hutchinson. Meyer on the back row. Haddix touches it across. Fannin with a nice dig, but she can't get it. Give the point to Haddix on the kill as she finds the soft spot in the defensive zone. And the lead's down to 3. Clark, near side Suman with a cross-court attack. Bill Farley puts his hands up watches that one go out of bounds, leads down to 2. Lady Rams not going quietly. And Mr. Philip Cottle says timeout. We'll go ahead and stay right here. Ashland took set 1, 25-22. The Lady Rams bounced back and took set 2, 25-17. Then we went into set 3, in which that was controlled pretty much all the way through by Ashland. They won that one 25-12 to take a commanding 2-1 lead in the match. Raceland opened up a 4-1 lead here in set number 4 and hit a wall. An 11-2 run by the Volley Cats. That made it 14-7. And it's 21-19 here in set 4. And Ashland trying to close things out to stay out of set number 5 in a winner-take-all. Holbrook back to the line. Clark leaves it to Suman. Suman cross court. Haddix, near side Reed. Tipped at the net. Suman's there with the dig. They'll go back to her on the far side. She'll push it across. Here's Haddix, leaves it for Rigsby. Rigsby with a big tack down the center. It's down to 1. 21-20 here in set 4. Shaylee Holbrook. Back row. That one's sent up in the air, and no chance. That one's coming back across. We're tied at 21. And timeout, Ashland. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever.
But Clark's Oven Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Oven Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll come
out of the timeout. Ashland picks up a point after Raceland can't find a way to get it across the net. So now Sophie Suman back to the service line. High arcing serve. Haddix up front. She's blocked at the net as Hutchinson sent it away. She saw it coming. And as Haddix tried to push it across, Olivia Hutchinson rose up and swatted it back down. Ashland 2 points away from match point. Haddix, Reed up at the net, punches it across. Robinson with a big swing, and it's blocked, but it goes out of bounds. And it's match point for the Volley Cats. Sophie Suman. Launches that one, and that one's going to go down as an ace. Holbrook couldn't control it. It's out of bounds, and give Ashland the match 3-1 here over Raceland. A heck of an effort by the Lady Rams to claw their way back into it here in set number 4, but they come up short on their efforts on the come-from-behind win, and they fall to Ashland here tonight 3-1. Ashland on the season moves to 12-4. Raceland falls to 15-3. Big thanks to our crew tonight. Brooklyn Kersey over on camera work. Lane Lee taking care of the production work. And, of course, all the great folks here at Raceland Worthington High School. Again, your final score here tonight. Ashland wins it 3-1 over Raceland on a 16th Region Volleyball Showdown here at the Palace. For Brooklyn Kersey and Lane Lee, I'm James Carr. Thanks for tuning in to Raceland Volleyball here on the Cool Hit Sports Network. Good night, everyone.